Hey, people,
Hello,
we're on the
everyone.
internet.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome, Earthlings. So, welcome to the Animal Rights Show. We managed to play the right intro as well, so we're doing well so far, Wendy.
That's the royal way. It was all you, Doc. I can't take any credit.
So, who's in the house? We've got a few. Now Deb was outrageously early. This was a few hours ago. So poor old Michael was second this time. So sorry about that.
Well done, Deb. You can get a little star. What colour would you like?
So Carolyn, welcome along, and Jennifer's in the house as well.
Hello, everyone.
So, welcome.
What a lovely bunch.
What a lovely bunch of coconuts. Right. Vegan Paul, right? Okay, I'll flash the ones who come in up as we go. So we have a guest, Honest. Do you want to explain?
Yes, I'm very excited today because our guest is someone I really admire a lot, and he has done amazing things this summer. As you can see on the screen, her name is Nicole Zaha, and she's a lawyer. She's vegan, of course. She's a lawyer. She practices environmental and spatial law. She teaches constitutional law. She's the founder of a vegan farm. We'll talk about the farm in a little while. And when need be, she also becomes a superhero for other animals. Unfortunately, we cannot see her. We had some technical problems and we can only hear her today, but she will share with us some amazing footage and pictures. So welcome, Nicole. We're really glad to have you here with us today.
Good evening.
Here. Thanks, Nicole.
Hi. Nice to be with you.
We can see when you talk, so your presence is... That's pretty good.
Feel my vibrations.
So I'm gonna start saying that most people were not aware of the existence of this farm. The vegan farm is the name, until July, when we had the wildfires here, and we suddenly became aware of the vegan farm when you put a pin on a map in vegan spaces in Facebook, and you said that the fire was very close to the farm and that you needed help to evacuate all these individuals. So do you want to tell us a little about that? And we also have a video from these horrible days.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, the idea of the vegan farm came up last summer, 1 year before, that a shepherd wanted to change his professional, as he said, and he wanted to sell us his animals, or he would slaughter them. And every day he was slaughtering, every day, until we collect all the money and buy those animals. I have to mention that we didn't manage to take one little goat named Omorfiamin's Beauty with her baby, because he was playing a sadistic and sexist game with me, saying that he would give us that goat with her baby 15 days later. I was feeling he wouldn't. I farewelled her. I told her we would be back, but I had the feeling that she knew that we wouldn't see her again, and we didn't. He disappeared here. So we find a place. It was so difficult to find a place, a proper place around Athens, because we're all children of the city. We're working in the center of Athens. We find something. A friend gave us place, and we started something new for us, because we are all activists in strays in Athens. But cats and dogs, our houses are full of cats and dogs, but we didn't knew anything until last year about farming animals. But we were all vegans, and we knew that we had to face what came up, and we had to manage that no matter what. So for 1 year, nobody knew about us, because there is not a legal framework in Greece for strays for shelters of farming animals. And believe me, if they were such a legal framework, it would have so many demandings that it would be impossible to have a license for that shelter also. You know, I'm a legal person. I thought for many years that a rule of law would manage to rule the social justice, but now I don't believe on that at all, because I know that the state only protects the difference of the powerful and of its power. And I really don't care if there is a legal framework or not. I think we need such a legal framework because it would be a statement and it would be a matter of legal civilization. But I really don't care of that because I knew that it would be forbidden for us. It's a question of humanity. So on July, as you, Nella, said, suddenly there was a fire. You know, here in the Mediterranean, the climate in summer is very dry and windy, and so the fires are so easy to come up. And I have to say something that nobody says, that as a farming has a huge part of those fires. Shepherds used to burn all those garbages of the farming industry. So the fires are very easy in summer because of the shepherds. Not only because of them, but a big part of them. So when the fires started near the farm and it was coming to our creatures, as I said in our personal conversation, I decided not to think as a legal person, but to think as an activist. So I put a PIMA on vegan sites in Greece, and I asked help from our vegan friends, from activists. And we went to the farm, and suddenly so many cars and the truck were there, and we managed to save all our creatures, away them from fire. The fire came at the same moment we would be living, and it burned the farm. But we saved all of them. A shelter near us couldn't save they couldn't save the creatures, and they were all dead. After
You
that,
said once, I heard you once say that the reason, because you've been asked why the farm was, the individuals in the farm were rescued, but not on the other shelter. Of course, people didn't know that there is another shelter nearby. Otherwise, they would have tried to rescue the other individuals too. But you said that the reason is the vegan community, because people rushed to the farm, even ignoring the orders of the fire department to get there.
Yeah, we had messages all the time. They ignored everything. They ignored the closed roads because there wasn't any access because of the fire. But my friends from whole Athens found ways and came there, and it was so touching.
Should we see the video?
Yeah. Do you want me to do that, Roger? Shall I practice?
Yeah. Say again.
Do you want me to do it? I can do it.
Yeah. Now, what Nicole? What we'll do is we'll put the sound low, I think, for this, and then you can talk over it if you want to. Yeah. There you go.
This is the fire. You know, the day of the fire. We have. Oh, this is before we leave. I put some water on the roofs. The fire is in. Now we are transferring our creatures in the truck. This is Debbie. It's our older goat. She's sick.
So it was a question of the fire got closer and closer, and then you were forced to leave.
Yeah, we are in the truck now. You see,
wow.
Creatures in. Yeah, the fire is above us.
Wow, look at that.
This is
That
the
must have been terrifying, Nicole.
Yeah.
The fire's so close.
This is after the fire when we came. Everything is burned, but we are there, and all the creatures are rescued. It was so melancholic, but we started to clean everything. It took us a month to clean the burned things from the farm. and to start the life again there. This is Elfie, the little fairy of our farm. Our creatures, and fostering to a friend's house. Yeah.
So you had all these individuals were they had to go to some other place for a while the farm was rebuilt.
Yeah, exactly.
And thankfully, you had access to another vegan person.
She's a member of our team, of our cooperative. Iris is one of us, but she has so many animals also, and we couldn't let them there for so much time. So we had to reconstruct the farm. It's not ready yet. We have to do many things. And okay, you continue, and I will explain why we need more space and more.
Show the videos, yeah.
This is Flame. This is the pig we saved. You know, there was a second part of fires during August in Attica, not in our farm. But since we rescued all our creatures, we thought it was our duty to try to save the other creatures from the fires. So this time we went to the fire. No, the fire didn't come to us, but we went to the fire trying to rescue creatures. That pig was rescued by us. Flame, we called him Flame because he was rescued not only from Flame but from the slaughter also. All the other pigs were burned in
Can we put that one back up and stop it, because
that's what I was just thinking actually.
Yeah, because Nella, you were saying Flame is actually a pink pig.
Yes, from what I know.
Yeah, so this is like fire damage, right?
No, you see him much better. He was totally burned, 83% of his body burned, and he had to pay his life and his liberation by his skin, because he was double rescued by the fire and by the slaughter.
There was a lot of pushback. There were people saying that he should be put down, that keeping him alive is a torture, but the vets, because the crucial thing is what the vets say, but the vets were confident that they can save him.
There was another thing there. I wasn't there, but my colleagues were there. We were begging to take the other pig also for the animal hospital. They didn't allow us, saying that we had to do, the fire was up above their heads. We had to do euthanasia at the place, not to give that pig any chance. They didn't let us to take that. Because, and they were very, they feel mercy, because in otherwise they needed to slaughter him at the place. So we should be happy that they choose euthanasia.
Isn't it interesting how people have a very different attitude when it comes to humans and other animals in that way? Because there aren't many situations where humans would say, "Oh no, they're way too injured. Like let's just let them go. Let's kill them." It's always like, let's do everything we can, and even people who are sick, humans who are sick, don't get the choice to have an easy ending to their life. It's like, no, we keep humans going no matter what. Yet with other animals, it seems like there's a very different attitude. It's very interesting, that, isn't it?
Exactly.
And might be called speciesism.
Sorry, I'd like to add, even if it was a dog, everyone would try to save. We saved a dog also from there. He was burning in his chains. I called him Ref from refugee. You know, it is so easy to become a refugee, climate refugee, a war refugee. We are all refugees in that planet. And that dog, 10 years old, was adopted by a member of our cooperative friend. But the pigs didn't have the same chances for life. I will carry it for my whole life. I wasn't there. My friends were there, and I didn't allow them to take the other pig also.
One of the things that happened during the fires, that people may not cannot even imagine is that activists arrive at places where other animals are kept and wanted to try to evacuate and open the doors. But the shepherds and the people in the animal agricultural business didn't allow them to do so. They actually fought them because if they do not burn within the buildings, they don't get compensation for their animal capital loss. So activists did not have to face the fire or the speciesist narrative and opinions, but they actually had to physically face those who oppress the animals and they exploit them.
You know,
so you're saying the farmers would prefer them to burn?
Yes, not all of them, but many farmers prefer them to burn, and that's why they didn't give the second pig, I guess.
this is true, but you know something, most of the farms are not legal licensed, so they will not take anything for the burn animals. It's mostly human ego, the species. They didn't allow us to save them.
Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then how about this one, Nicole? This individual, can you tell us a little bit more?
This is Manny from the second fire. We found her tied with her rope, waiting to die in fire. Her back legs were paralyzed. We thought she was unable, but she was just shocked and burned on the chest. We took her to the animal hospital, and this is the second day we took her to our vegan farm. She's sleeping in my arms like a baby, as you see. And we called him Mani because Menidi is the place, the village over Athens he was founded, and burn. And Kameni means burnt, and Mani is also a name, so it has many meanings. Mani is a single name.
So after the second round of fires, the farm became a rehabilitation center for deserted animals.
Yeah, it came up. We didn't decide that, but we followed our road. Yeah.
Can we say more about the suggestion that the individual was thought to be paralyzed, but it ended up just being paralyzed with fear? And so, was she kind of lying down or just stood there or what?
We took her in our arms. She couldn't walk. I thought she would die. We thought she would die. She couldn't breathe. She was burned on the chest. Of course, she had milk and no babies. You know what had happened. The doctor said she sucked. Don't worry so much. And he was right, because the second day we have a beautiful photo. I don't know if it's in the slides. That that doctor, he's not vegan, but he carried many leaves and plants in her cage in the hospital, and it was a very nice picture because there were cats over here, and she was there as a tropical animal, and it was so cute, and all the kids in the vet were running to see that little goat, and we took her. Now she's happy with her friend Marika. Marika is another goat. She had a broken leg, and the shepherd was about to slaughter her because she thought she was useless, because he didn't have any purpose to take her to the vet to heal her. So we took her, and now her leg is okay. They're both friends, and we keep them separated from the other individuals to become to restore them until they are healthy and follow the others. To put creams to give their treatment.
We have a weird particular situation in Athens, in Greece in general. apart from the large or I don't know middle-sized farms, not really industrial farms, but apart from the farms, they are these illegal breeding facilities like everywhere.
Yeah.
So in selling, of course, selling animal bodies, that's the purpose. That's what they do. But in case of physical of a natural catastrophe, no one knows where these people and these animals are.
Yes, we can't even count the number of the dead animals. Exactly.
Mm.
This is Katsiko. We brought him from Creta Island. He was in an act of resistance. He jumped over the truck that was transferring him to slaughter. He lost the ability in his two back legs. He paid his life with a part of his life, but now he's in our vegan farm. He's on, a rolling.
He has a wheelchair, yes.
Yes, that stands now in his front legs.
How is he adapting, Nicole? How do you find he's adapted? Has he adapted quickly to his wheelchair?
Not so easy. We are trying every day to spend more time standing on his front legs because they were also weak. After 1 month, he was not moving his front legs in Creta because we had a problem to transfer it also in Athens because there are also a strange legal framework. We had to transfer him in a truck for slaughter, but the maritime company accepted our asking, and they sent him as a pet finally. So he came to us after 1 month and a half after his injury, and it was very difficult to do anything, operation or anything else. So we started to encourage him to stand on his rolls, and he can't use the rollers alone yet. We transferred him on the rollers, but he's just he feels more his front legs now, and he can't stand.
And he needs, of course, from what I read from your post, he needs physiotherapy. He needs to get stronger for his lungs to get stronger, to be able to breathe in
Yes.
in a walking position. I mean, there is a lot of work and effort between every single victory with these
Yes.
individuals.
Yes, this is what I want to say. We can see those naive and beautiful pictures, but activism is very hard. We are full of stress. We fight with death every day. Sometimes we lose. We are not so happy, but we can't imagine doing anything else. We will fight as far as. So Katsiko is just 6 months old and 40 kilos. He will grow up, and we need to buy some tools to carry him to help you stand him up because now we take him in our arms, but after a while, we wish he will be okay. We will not be able to move him to his rollers, to his track without tools, special tools. It's so difficult, but we think that we are crazy. We never think so much. We follow our hearts, and as far as now, we fail. It was the right way. And following our hearts is the right way.
Paul is asking about donations. I think you wanted to mention this, Nella, yeah?
Yes, I can put it in the chat. The vegan life festival, we have talked in other shows about the festival, who are doing they are activists too, and they're doing excellent work. They can receive donations because the farm cannot receive donations directly, so they can receive donations for the farm. If anyone that wants to contribute, write that this amount of money is for the farm. I'll put the details in the chat.
Mm.
We are still a self-organized cooperative, and we don't have a legal personality yet. We are not an NGO yet. We will become, but not yet. So we have a kind of brotherhood with Vegan Life NGO, as Nella said, and they are organized. They have a legal personality, and they help us with their account. It goes in for Vegan Farm every donation. Yeah, we had some help, about 3,000 until now, but you know, we have to do so many things, and medical expenses. We donate by our jobs.
I don't know. The chat doesn't allow me to.
If you send it,
I'll send it to you, Roger.
You can send it to me on Messenger, and I can put it as a banner if you want. Also,
yes.
Debbie's asking, you need to designate the amount to go to the farm. Is that what you said?
Yes, by the Vegan Life Festival NGO, by their account. But right for papers for the Vegan Farm. On the coast, writing for the Vegan Farm, but in Vegan Life's NGO account, because we don't have an NGO account yet.
Just well, you said there, Nicole, about you're all donating from your jobs. You know, you're all working. How do you find working and running the farm? What's that experience like, and how do you get, how much time do you get just to rest, or is it constant? What's your experience there?
And not only that, but all those trays in the city. It's very hard. I sleep 4 hours every day. I work so much. I'm cleaning so much. I'm not alone, of course. We are a cooperative, and I believe so much in cooperatives. I don't think that individuals can do many things alone, but it's very difficult because we are not.
Do we have a sound problem? Yes.
Yeah, Nicole, we've lost you. Lost your sound.
Oh, right. And in the meantime, people, memorize that number.
That's it.
Okay.
It's already committed to memory.
the IBAN. And if you write for the Vegan Farm, all the money goes to the Vegan Farm. It has a lot of rebuilding to do still, and a lot of vet bills to pay.
If I post it as a comment, would that mean that people can then copy and paste it then, would it?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be probably
That's
easier.
what I try to do, but for some reason,
Yeah.
That's we have the Vegan Life NGO, yes, and the name of the bank and the IBAN. I think I put it all there.
Now, are we lost Nicole completely, or?
I think she's trying to reconnect.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in the meantime, we could play the last video if you want, Wendy, maybe?
Yeah, let me play that. Oh, let me just unmute that. What's that? Nella, what was she saying? Translate for us.
My soul, my little god. Nicole, apparently, Nicole can hear. She's in the waiting room or something.
Yeah, are you laughing, Doc? Don't laugh. Just to explain, if anyone.
Yeah. Why not?
No, because I'm just practicing doing the doc's role, which is putting stuff on screen, because just in case it was needed tonight. But yeah, so if it's not as smooth as normal, it's not Roger's fault, it's mine, because I'm just practicing. But so I'm just
there's no need to say that. I mess up all the time. So
Nicole can hear us, but we cannot hear her. I don't know why.
Oh no.
Okay.
Can you give it another try, Nicole?
Yeah, did she go out and come back in again?
Yes, but you see the picture here. We cannot see the sound sign.
No.
See before.
Yeah, the little circle's gone, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, she's gonna try again.
Okay.
The situation here was very depressing, and in many cases we felt that we live in a completely irrational world, because you had the fire, you had that feeling of danger, emergency. People were trying different ways to rescue other animals, and then you had the completely speciesist narratives when non-human fatalities do not count as fatalities in the news. That changed a little bit, thankfully, this year. Or hearing conversations everywhere, people saying that the real problem was like the burnt houses, for example, and not paying attention to all these victims, especially the farmed ones.
Right.
That's just regarding the donations. Should mention it's for the vegan farm.
Yes.
So Nicole's trying to get Nicole's still trying to get back in, but it's now device not connected, like it was when we were having our technical problem before. So
and it says she gets a message that says that we need to accept her in the studio.
Huh. Yeah, there's no such facility. We had this issue earlier on that we don't have, you know, like you don't have a message saying accept. You, Wendy?
Yes, there's
it's just saying device is not connected. She's there and then she's gone. But Nella, while we're waiting for Nicole, because you were heavily involved in the search and rescue, I just wonder, really, because I really felt for you so much when you were doing that, and I can't imagine how difficult that must have been. But what was the experience like, and what kind of kept you going through that experience?
Yes, I did something different from what Nicole did, because she managed to get there in time. She managed to get in places with people, with other people, of course, before the fire, so she could just evacuate individuals from whatever area was at risk. What I've been doing was search and rescue after the fact. So you would go to affected areas like Mountain Parnitha, which is the tallest mountain in the vicinity and was burned down completely. We would go 3 to 5 days after the fact, when the ground was not that hot and you could walk, and we would look for survivors. This is kind of, not kind of, this is depressing, because you come across all these burnt bodies and the images of the burnt trees and the forest and everything. But you come across survivors too, and that's unexpected. In one day, these rescues were organized by a group called Save Your Food, and they do what they can in whatever kind of emergencies, like fire, floods, whatever, and a wildlife organization. So they organized the rescues, and at some point we came back with 65 survivors. But even if you find one, it's huge. it's huge for that individual that can go on with their lives, but it's also on an emotional life level is huge.
Yeah, Debbie's saying that, but Deb's also asking if the fires are still burning, and I believe there's they're not burning now, but you've got another problem, which is flooding, right?
Flood, yes. We had rivers flooding, whole areas went underwater. The water reached the roofs, and that meant many dead, thousands of dead non-human animals, human fatalities too. And now that the water's drained, the images are apocalyptic. And I mean, wild animals, cats, dogs, free living beings, but also the individuals trapped within the facilities, the breeding facilities, the farms. Behind locked doors, they didn't have a chance. We talked about it. We decided not to show any pictures because they are really horrific, and I didn't want our audience to have nightmares. But the pictures showing non-human individuals trying to go on higher ground and not succeeding to do so are like maybe the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, wow. I was thinking with this map, you could possibly, because I think all of the country was affected in one way or another. Is that right?
Yes. Roger, can we check something? Nicole is trying to connect via her mobile also, and something in our system doesn't allow her to use the microphone. Can you do that?
It's not at this end. I mean, she was okay with the mob. Here we go.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
And we've got a picture too.
Yes.
Yeah, from my mobile only.
Okay, that's good. And no sound delay this time. Great.
Fine. Finally. Okay.
So yeah, Nicole, we were just here. I don't know if you could still hear us, but Nella's just been telling us about the search and rescue that she was involved in, and the subsequent flooding as well. And it's just horrendous, isn't it? I mean, you can't believe that you have to go through this, and you know, such dedication. I think we can all feel here. Everyone who's watching this can really appreciate the dedication, the emotional trauma that you must go through when you're doing this kind of thing, because of course we're so usually quite sensitive to other animals, and just to know that you're finding dead bodies and that you don't know if you're going to find survivors. It must take a lot of resilience, I think, to keep going out there and do this stuff. But do you feel like it's affected you after the fact? Because I think sometimes during the event itself, you can find something from deep within. But I think, you know, when things kind of settle a bit, do you think that it's kind of affected you on an emotional level at all?
Yes, of course. We're not made by stone. I think we'll never be the same people after what happened. Many things have changed in our lives, in our minds. But this is what we choose to do. It's not just love, it's empathy and duty. And we have to handle our psychological state and status, and get through this, because we have to help those creatures. So there are many difficult days. Even I'm here and my heart is beating fast, because I worry what is happening back in the farm with the paralyzed Katsiko. He needs everyday cleaning and physiotherapy and caring. I worry how we will transfer our flame, our pig, to the farm on Thursday. I worry for many logistics, for many practical issues. I worry about my creatures in the cat house. I have a cat house in the city. I'm worrying for everything, but we have to deal with that because that we choose to do, and we have to do it well.
That's happened when someone cannot simply ignore injustice. And the feeling I had this summer was first that this is the end of the world. Like climate crisis is not just a crisis anymore. Everything is, I don't know, everything is going to hell. And the scenarios I had in my mind about the drought or the flood or whatever were nothing in front of comparing with what actually happened, what we actually felt and saw. And my main thought, and I'm sure Nicole had the same thought at some point, was how big this injustice is. We destroyed everything, and then we are not the ones paying the price. Of course, there are humans paying the price in different parts of the world, but speaking for this particular corner of the world, the other animals are those that mainly pay the price with their lives.
I think that the Greeks are paying the price more because many refugees and
yes, are
paid
affected.
their lives burned in the forest in our frontiers. Many refugees who works in the land in agriculture jobs were dead in the flood. We don't know how many people because they are living out in the country and not in houses. They're one small level above the animals. Their lives doesn't count as much as we of European people lives matter. But I also want to add that of course we have an environmental crisis, a climate crisis, but we also have a systemic crisis of capitalism because here in Greece we live in 15 years of hard capitalism. That there is not social welfare, there's not protection for the weakest. There are not foundings, and we all face that capitalism kills. First, kills the animals, and of course, kills the weak, the vulnerables,
minorities. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always the way.
Can I deal with Linda is asking how to copy the details which we put in. So, Linda, if you go to the square where I put in the IBAN details, you should be able to just left click in the square and then move your cursor downwards, and then the words and the numbers should turn blue. And then once they're blue, if you do a right click, you should get copy. So that's the way it should work. That's right. Isn't it?
You should run IT sessions, Roger. I think you've missed a trick there. I think you could have another little niche.
Yeah, I've got enough to do. Thanks.
Shall I bring up the slideshow so you can talk us through?
Sorry, I had an echo problem.
Shall I bring
had a problem with the echo. Can you repeat, please? I had a problem with the echo.
Oh,
sure.
Okay,
Shall I bring up the slideshow? Can you hear me now, Nicole?
Yes.
I know what. I'll bring it up. And that wasn't the first one, was it? Let me just go to right. Okay. So you're going to talk us through a little bit more of this, your story.
It's okay.
Okay, that's the map, and you could see fires everywhere. The whole country was on fire from side to side. That was unbelievable and unprecedented. We have fires every summer, but this was something completely different.
It's a cutting edge science show today, folks. That was a map.
We are educating.
And that's a couple of pictures I took while on the mountain near Athens, I share just to show people how close to the city the fire was, because you can see the city in the background.
So these are your photographs, Nella?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then my favorite, I love this one.
Okay.
This is amazing. I love this picture.
Yeah, that day, this cricket jumped on the shoulder of a person and stayed there. They would not move. They stayed there for an hour. We tried and gave them water. They drank water. And an hour later, when left the mountain, they decided to leave. And that was like a small ray of hope in a very dark day, where we would come across dead bodies and more dead bodies. But that's the story of the cricket.
Amazing. Love that. That's a brilliant picture.
I didn't want to share pictures of dead animals. I took a lot because one of the purposes of these missions were to to count the dead bodies and the species for scientific reasons. But I didn't want to share the.
One thing you said a couple of shows ago, Nella, was that they did include the other animals as part of the stats for the deaths at one point. What was the story in the end on that? Did that continue, or you said there's a bit of pushback? I think
There was pushback, but some vegan journalists started correcting their colleagues and making a fuss about it, and rightly so, stating that non-human lives matter too. And then I noticed a change in not in the narrative, not in the way, in the sense that the narrative stopped being speciesist, but in the news, mainstream news outlet, they started to mention the deaths of other animals, and not only as animal capital. This is the first time this happens. What do you think, Nicole, about that? Did you notice this year?
I think we live in a paranoia that people can do the connection. Today, I sent you a video before we could get in the studio. You see, there is a farmer in the central of Greece that lost 2,000 of pigs drowned in the flood. And one pig left and burned today 15 babies. And they were happy because hope was back.
Yes.
They will slaughter them for Greek souvlaki, but they are so happy that hope is back.
Yeah, more individuals to exploit, of course, and sell.
I just wonder, was there any pushback from the public about starting to mention other animals? Because I know sometimes in these catastrophes, people do push back because they start to say, "Oh, you're putting other animals first," and blah blah blah. Was there any pushback at all with that change of reporting on their deaths, or any rescue or anything like that? Has there been that kind of pushback?
I didn't hear anything like that, but I think many people are thinking like that in this way. I'm sure, but I don't hear. I don't care.
You're too busy. You're way too busy.
I am busy, and I have to answer that if you help everyone. We are helping people. We are helping vulnerable people. I think if you're an activist, you're helping everyone. And people who are saying don't care about animals, they don't care about anyone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Everywhere.
Yeah.
There was some kind of pushback in the sense that people commented on the fact that, oh, you're caring about other animals. You should worry more about the houses that were lost, like the livelihood of farmers that was lost, things like that. But I think that the majority were kind of, I don't know, some of them, they just realized that, yeah, this is reasonable. There are non-human fatalities and they are important. And the other half were kind of ashamed to say that I do not care about other animals' lives. It sounds too cruel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the absurdity of people that eat animals feeling sorry about the burned animals.
Exactly. It is different, of course. A massive catastrophe is different, but they can do the connection anyway.
Mm.
And then when you mention it, you become like the upset person, because it seems completely normal to those who are not vegan to cry about a pig or a goat, or I don't know, 1,000 goats burned in the fire, but they can happily buy their boats and put them in the oven to just burn in a different way. So species is all over.
It's businessmen. It's the normalization of all that situation, because when they buy meat from the supermarket, it is just a piece. They don't think what is behind that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's that like compartmentalization of things, isn't it? And categorization of when it's acceptable to do it and not. And yeah, we're very good at that as humans, aren't we? So I'm just going to bring up the next. These are lovely pictures.
Yes.
It's Katsiko in the beginning. Now he's better. We saved. Yeah, you see our friend Thanos, the member in the second photo. Katsiko is standing on his front legs. This is yesterday. And in the first photo, he's saving goose and turkeys. We found them in a cage. They would take them from the fire to take them for slaughter. And we've been traveling so much to take them in a safe place.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Our creatures in the farm.
Oh, lovely. Tucking in there.
Yeah. This is Marika with the broken leg. The shepherd wanted to slaughter her because she was useless. But now she's okay, and she's with us. Yeah, creatures in the farm. It's our paradise, a little paradise.
So you're quite high up, aren't you? Is this the land that you're on?
Yeah.
Love beautiful views down.
It's very nice, and you can see the whole Aegean Sea from the top of the mount.
Lovely, and I think we only just have one last slide.
This is flame. Our doctor created that photo. I want to leave. I'm not food. I want to leave.
Is she? I imagine she must be on. Is she on quite a lot of pain relief, or has she been to help her with that burns?
The most difficult thing that they had to move to change the whole clinic, because it's not easy to heal farming animals. You need different foundation than pets. So they moved the whole room of surgery to another place to keep him near the oxygen and keep him clean. And he's still there. Now she sent me a message. He's good and he can come to us.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that was in my mind regarding the vegan farm is that with all this publicity about about Flame or Katsiko and these lovely pictures and everything, maybe some people reconsider their views on other animals. You would see them under a different light. That maybe one of the functions of the farm may be educational in this way.
I hope. I had some messages that you made me know to eat pork again, like that.
Okay, that's good. That's a start.
Yeah.
Even one
Exactly,
is
now he's not called them pork, but yeah.
Yeah.
pork. He calls it pork. He made me not to eat pork again. I'm not using that expression. I'm transferring his message.
Yeah. It's like quoting. You're quoting. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe some positives will come out of this. Obviously, that some really happy story. Well, I say happy stories. Some survivors that have got a chance to live their lives is a brilliant thing. But hopefully, like a ripple effect of positive things will come out of that as well. The fires and the floods. That people might actually make the connection, and seeds might be sown, and a shift of mindset for some. Hopefully, we can. But hope, right?
But I think the main thing we all need to realize is that this year was a fire and flood in Greece. Next year, maybe somewhere else. It will be somewhere. There is no stop to that now. And those who pay the price are the minorities, all kinds of minorities.
One question I have, Nicole and Nella, is you had the fires first and then the floods. So I'm assuming you could say there's a connection, right? Because presumably all the scrubland and vegetation gets burnt away, which would normally stop the flooding. Is that right?
Yes,
absolutely right. It's an environmental issue. The connection is direct.
Yeah.
If you have one environmental destroy, one other follows. It's totally connected. Absolutely connected.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, we're coming up on the hour, folks. So do we want to start to wrap up? Because we're very strict on time with the Animal Rights Show, aren't we?
We are these days, aren't we?
Without any technical issues.
Yeah. So I mean, it's what I was just wanted to ask on. I'm sorry.
You're fantastic. Sorry, I am interrupting. You're fantastic. We don't have to be perfect. We have to be as we are, and we are fine. I think.
Absolutely.
You're amazing people. Thank you so much.
I want to ask Nicole to mention the where people can find the farm, like Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, as Vegan Farm.
As Vegan Farm, it's Vegan Farm Greece, Vegan Farm Athens, something like that.
Vegan Farm. We have an orange logo. Vegan Farm. It's in the first big video. Our logo in the end.
So they can see more pictures of the individual living in the farm, and also the rebuilding process.
This is difficult. The winter is coming. We will have many rains. It was so difficult in the flood because we didn't have roofs everywhere. We have beautiful houses for them, but not roofs everywhere. So we had to do, like domino playing to put them in safe places. It was so difficult and so stressful. We have to reconstruct everything quickly because we will have many rains now. It is stressful, but we think we will manage.
I love your attitude, Nicole. You're so positive, and I can tell you're just so motivated and dedicated. And thank you so much for coming on and sharing all this with us. And thank you for everything you're doing as well. And Nella too as well. Everything you did in those search and rescues. Just brilliant stuff.
So, with your fingers on the levers, Wendy, are you going to finish the show, or should I?
Can I do it just to practice? I just want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in as well, and for all the brilliant comments, and just for showing up and supporting the show, and always been here. It's great to see the familiar names and also a few new names as well. So brilliant to have you all there. Thank you very much. See you on our next show. So I've got to bear with me. Got to find the right bit now. So thank you, everyone. And thanks again, Nicole.
Thank you too.